right now. And again, I want to thank everyone for taking the time, an hour out of your time, to be with us here tonight on this call. I really appreciate you. If you can all hear me and see me, give me a thumbs up on your screen. That would be, thank you so much. That's awesome. I'm seeing more and more people jumping on. I really appreciate it. We do have some people that can't make it tonight, but they will be able to catch us at another time. I'm also going to be sharing this live on Facebook later on tonight, so anyone that missed it can see it there. And you can also go to YouTube and just type in Steve Beaumont. That's me, by the way. And there's a picture of me. That's my channel. And on that channel, you could find all of the videos that we typically send our prospects, videos of the compensation plan, and there's a history of all of these recorded webinars as well. So we have the past interviews with Carlos Gonzalez, with Don Prosser, and those are all available forever, and great materials to share with everybody. So a couple quick announcements I just want to make. A lot of great stuff going on for those of you that were in Las Vegas last weekend. Wow, was it just incredible, the stories of other people, but just more importantly, seeing the vision of where Enagic's going in the future. Man, guys, we are in the right place at the right time. I cannot stress that enough. The things that are coming down in the next 12 to 24, 36 months in Enagic, hold on, guys. It's about to get really fun, really fast. And for those of you that have been a part of this for a few years now, we haven't even begun yet. It's so exciting. And so I took a lot away from that experience in Las Vegas. Every time you go to an event, you grow as a person, as a leader, just as an individual. But we talk about in this industry, surviving is thriving. And Eric Worre, is one of the things he talks about in his book is that those events are critical for growing your business. And next year, half the people that were there this year won't be there. So the trick is to be one of those people that shows up next year and continues to show up at every single event after that. And that's how one of the ways that we can guarantee our success in this business is by just making sure that we're at major events, that we're on these calls, and that you're also listening to the 9 a.m. call every single Saturday morning with Eli and Jelena. It's phenomenal. I cannot stress to my teams and to all of you enough the importance of that call and the value that you get from it. The scripts that you get to pick up on how to talk with people, how to talk with new customers, potential business builders. You get to hear what all the pros are doing, which is, they're giving you the keys to the kingdom for free. And that's one of the greatest things about this business is all the free information out there. Everything that we're doing to succeed is available. So just make sure that you're staying plugged into those calls. If you're not on the email stream that includes all the information for those calls, it's eventiseli@yahoo.com. That's eventiseli@yahoo.com. And just email Eli Daffish there and just say, put me on the distribution list, and they'll start including you on all the emails. And you could also email me, steve@truehealthvision.com. And any materials that I share on these webinars, any presentations, PowerPoint slides, etc., are all available for free as well. I'm happy to share if you want to be on the distribution for any future webinars, events, and things that we have happening, not just here in the Pacific Northwest, Seattle area. I know that we have some people from California and other parts of the country and the world on the call. So these are all universal tools that are available. Just email me again, steve@truehealthvision.com. Okay, so we're going to bring on Stephanie here very shortly, but first I want to go through an overview of the Enagic business. I know that we have some new people on the call this evening, and I want to make sure that we're at least covering the basics of what this is, because it's important to have an understanding of the tremendous value of this, not only Kangen water, but the Enagic business, the global franchise that you own just from owning our technology. It's phenomenal. And unfortunately, most people don't know what they have in their hands with this business. They think that they have an ionizer on their kitchen counters, but they really have a global franchise that they can share anywhere in the world. It's absolutely phenomenal. So we're going to take a look at this here real quick. First of all, first and foremost, physical, financial, and spiritual health encompass this vision we call, or this philosophy we call, true health. You see, you can't be truly healthy if you don't have a balance of all three of these. Obviously, if you're not physically healthy, if you have some kind of chronic illness like cancer, diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, then you're not healthy. But let's say your body's in great health, but your finances are in turmoil. You don't have time to enjoy your family. You don't have time. You don't have the money to go on vacation. You're not enjoying your existence here on earth. You're not healthy. And in the same regard, if you don't have a good spiritual life, if your emotions are a wreck, and if your relationships are in turmoil as well, then you're not healthy. The thing about Enagic is we offer all three. And when I first looked at this 4 years ago, I didn't believe it. And Stephanie will attest to this. Change your water, change your life is the slogan for Enagic. And I thought it was ridiculous. Changing my water could change my life. But I sit here today, and I'll share my story on another call, but I sit here today a completely transformed human being in every way imaginable as a result of this opportunity, this business, the people that I've met in this business, and most importantly, the relationships that I've built. I've found physical health here. I've found financial freedom, spiritual health. I didn't have faith before I joined this business. I found my faith here as a result of the people and the relationships that I built here. So you have it all with Enagic. It's phenomenal, and you're not going to find this opportunity anywhere else. So who's it designed for? Who's this for? This is for everyone, really. Income opportunity seekers, what's that? It's anyone that's looking to earn more money. Entrepreneurs, people that have already been involved in direct sales programs, and those programs didn't work out for whatever reason. Maybe it was your timing, maybe it was the program itself. This is designed for brick and mortar business owners. We have several people that actually walked away from lifelong businesses where they weren't turning a profit, and they joined Enagic and found freedom there. Marketing executives. So again, this is for everyone. There are a lot of different types of careers out there: blue collar, white collar, sales, business owners, investors. Okay, there's good and bad to all of these. There's nothing perfect. But see, this is what we've learned over the last 100 years in America. They call it the rise of the corporation. It taught us to go to school, to get a job, to work for 40 years, and then to retire. Unfortunately, that's not our current reality today. There's a lot more into the equation now. For example, go to school, get a job, switch companies every 4 to 5 years, get married, get divorced, pay child support, have to pay alimony, lose half of your assets, go back to school again, take out 100 grand worth of student loans. The list goes on and on and on. You work 10 to 20 years beyond retirement, and then you never retire. And if you do, you retire broke. That's no way to live. God didn't intend us to live that way. Okay? So out of every 100 people after 40 years, this is what they found. 5 were still working, 36 were dead, 54 of them were dead broke, might as well be dead, 4 were well off, and 1 are wealthy. Now, I hope I'm not offending anyone here tonight, and that's not the purpose of this. The point is, we are meant to live more fruitful, productive lives, and this is not it, okay? So, and we look at what's happening in the world around us, job automation, it's already here. You've seen it. You go to McDonald's, and it actually takes you twice as long to get food in the grocery store and in fast food places because of this. But it saves money, and the jobs that are being created today are the jobs that nobody wants. Let's just be honest about it. Okay, so why don't more people own their own business? That's a great question. Okay, here are a few reasons why you want to own a business. For one, being your own boss, freedom of time, leveraged income. Do you know how many tax advantages you open yourself up to when you purchase your SD 501, an SPA, UConn? It's astronomical how much money you save in taxes. You get to control your financial ceiling. You don't have to have someone else tell you what your time's worth. You get to determine that on your own, controlling your own financial ceiling. What about the working environment? You ever work with someone you hated or you couldn't stand? We don't have that here. We get to work with whoever we want. We get to pick and choose. It is phenomenal. We get to work with our best friends. And building your dreams, not somebody else's. That's the most important thing to me. I want to build my own legacy. I don't want to spend 40, 50, 60 years working for somebody else's dream that I didn't get paid enough money building for them. And again, creating a lasting legacy for future generations. Now, why don't more people own a business? Okay, fear. That's number one, fear of failure. And we're going to talk about that tonight. Lack of resources, lack of experience, lack of opportunity. I like to use the word apparent because it's really apparent lack of resources or apparent lack of opportunity. People don't see opportunity because they're not looking for it. They just accept their circumstances. I could only make $15 an hour, therefore that's my lot in life, and I'm just going to be content with that for as long as that's not the way we were meant to live. Okay? When you look for opportunities, you find them. Okay? So why is our way better? Well, it tells our story better. It's better for the company. The minimal startup investment, the cost of starting a business, for example, your typical franchise like a Quiznos or a Starbucks or a McDonald's, hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars in startup in years before you turn a profit. Plus, you just purchased a full-time job with employees, with insurance, with benefits, with all of these things, and you end up not doing what you love doing in the first place. You end up essentially married to a job. Okay? Network marketing, or as I like to call it, relationship-based marketing, which is what Enagic is better in every regard. And by the way, all the advertising costs go to us rather than somebody else. If you look at the revenue annually, it's astronomical. Okay, compared to the NFL, the music industry, video gaming, natural foods, movies, we're way above. And these are really old numbers. In 2013, network marketing companies paid over $71 billion in commissions to people just like you, me, Rebecca, Eric, Stephanie, Nina, just like us, ordinary people, not people that went to school for 8 years, not people that spent thousands and thousands of hours training on an athletic field, people just like us. We're just hungry enough and we go after the opportunity. Okay, you've seen this. Okay, but this is what corporate America looks like. This is your pyramid scheme. Okay, and the people at the top, the people at the bottom have no chance of ever becoming the people at the top. Here's our pyramid scheme. It's a true health philosophy, a balance of physical, financial, and emotional, spiritual health. The man behind it all is Mr. Hironari Oshiro, a true visionary, absolute compassion in his heart. When you meet him, he looks you in the eyes, he shakes your hand, and he asks you, how is your health? And he's not asking about your gout or your diabetes. He's asking about your heart. How's your happiness? How are your relationships? He wants to know about your overall well-being. And he knows that we have the answer with Enagic. It's phenomenal. If you compare it to any other company, any other ionizer company out there, we stand far above the rest. We have the highest quality standards in terms of manufacturing of our products, the delivery of those products, the service of those products. We stand behind everything, okay? It's sealed by the Water Quality Association, the NSF, the ANSI. Everything is patented, from the business model, the name Kangen, everything. It's all patented. If you're on the internet and you see another website telling you that they make something that's the same as Kangen water but cheaper, they are lying to you. This is the Mercedes, the Rolls Royce. There's nothing else like it. If you read every other company out there compares themselves to Enagic. That's a clue. Okay, so we're by far the best. And here's the greatest thing about our business. You don't have any of the frills that you have with multi-level marketing. There's no signups, there's no monthly qualifications, no garage full of crap. You don't have annual renewals, accumulative sales. You never lose your rank. If you were to take a break for 5 years, you come back, you make a sale, you get paid the same commission you would have been paid when you left. You don't ever lose your rank. You could sponsor internationally. We're doing business in over 170 countries. You could do business in Mexico, Taiwan, Japan, wherever. We get paid every single day, and there's 9 different ways to earn income. We have a product for every need, for every family size, every situation. We have travel machines. We have 3-plate machines, 7-plate machines, 8-plate machines, commercial machines for, we have this amazing Inespa technology, our Ukon turmeric. And we're not going to get into the pay plan tonight in depth, but I just want to show you one thing, okay? Our pay plan is so powerful, and this is why so many people end up from other companies in Enagic, okay? Our pay plan is so powerful that from your 20th sale in this business, not your 100th, not your 150th, not your 1,000th, from your 20th sale in this organization, you can go out and with just 3 to 4 sales a month, out earn the average income for a family in America. Okay. And by the way, those first 10 to 20, and we're going to show you how to do it in 10 sales structured properly, but we're going to help you through that process and help you learn everything you need to know throughout the course of those first 10 to 20 sales and help you get to an income level that's unheard of in any industry, okay? Plus, you're only halfway up the pay scale at this point, okay? So in a very short time, you can replace whatever income you're currently earning, but the most important thing is you're buying back your time. You're getting that freedom of time. You can spend time doing what you want to do, with whom you want to do it, and you can use this to fuel whatever your dreams are. Maybe you want to go out and help people. Maybe you want to build churches. Maybe you want to fly all over the world and feed people. You can do it with this business. This business frees you up to be whoever you want to be. And guys, we are growing so incredibly fast. Okay, this is what it's looking like. In 2000, the company was founded in 1974. And in 2003, expanded to the United States. We built our office in Torrance, down in Los Angeles, which is our U.S. home. Okay, since 2003, we have expanded throughout the world. We're building new offices almost every month, somewhere new in the world. We have an office in Dubai, okay? There's one in Egypt now. We're opening up a new one in San Diego very shortly. Always new offices opening up. And this is staggering. If you look at our sales numbers in the last decade, in 2008, worldwide, Enagic was doing less than 5,000 units per month. 1 year ago, last November, we crossed 33,000 units worldwide, okay? Just from 2014 until today, we've nearly tripled our sales, okay? And the reality is we have not even touched the marketplace, okay? You've all seen the product life curve. Okay, if you look at cell phones and SUVs and color televisions, they have not yet reached product maturity. Okay, and if you want to look at where Enagic is, the dent we have put in the population, this is it. There's 7.5 billion people on the planet Earth, and every single one of them needs water to survive. We have in our hands the hottest commodity that there is. Okay, there is not a better product that we could have in our hands. We have the best compensation plan. We have the most compassionate CEO founder. We have a worldwide team of distributors that work together, as you're going to see a great example on this call tonight. So you have an entire global family available to help you. And believe me, they want to help you because we are truly together on this mission to change the lives of people around the world. We're looking to change the face of healthcare in America. But guys, what this is doing is having such an impact on lives around the world, not just in physical health, but in financial health, freeing people of their time, allowing people to give back to their communities and to their families and the people that they care about. It's phenomenal. And you wonder why us Enagic people are always so energetic, so fired up, and so excited to share this with people, because we truly are fanatical about what we do. Okay? Because when you get that phone call from someone and they're telling you how you've drastically changed their life, how knowing you and what you've shared with them has made a lasting impact on them and their family, it's lights out. You'll never, ever, ever quit. And I know I'm never quitting. And just for the fact that you're on this call today, I know that means that you're never going to quit. And after you hear Stephanie's story, you're really never going to want to quit. So that's really just about enough for me tonight. I want to just kind of set the stage a little bit, show you a little bit about what we have here at Enagic. Okay, but I'm going to bring our guest on here in just a moment. Now, Stephanie has been part of Enagic for quite some time now, and she has been featured in our Global eFriends magazine. I love this picture, and she is known around the community as Miss Kangen Girl. That's how you can find her on Instagram. She has done a remarkable job of branding herself in this business. She is one of the greatest faces of Enagic. She is never, ever, 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 ever without her purple water jug, and I'm sure she'll share a little bit about that as well. And I have had the there it is. I've had the wonderful opportunity of getting to know Stephanie in these last few years, especially in the last 12 months, and just seeing her, watching her on her journey, seeing her personal growth and development, but watching the leader that she is. She is a true leader in every sense, and she shares her heart. She speaks from the heart, and she's magnetic. There's something magnetic about her, and I'm really just absolutely excited to have you here on the call today. I'm going to unmute you, bring you on. Thank you so much for joining. Miss Stephanie Contreras, everyone.
Thank you so much, Steve, and wonderful introduction. Such a great way to teach people about the opportunity and what we have in our hands, and the opportunity to, like you said, make a dent in the world. That's what we're doing here with Enagic. And I will start with my story. I believe that's what you were touching on, and I have a pretty long story now with Enagic. I actually got introduced to Enagic by my mom and my dad when they purchased this unit 8.5 years ago now.
Wow.
And I was 18 at the time. I did not believe in the water because I saw them giving water to old people and sick people. And at the age of 18, I had it that I'm young and healthy. I do not need this water. And I really didn't understand that Enagic or Kangen water was just completely different than what we know with bottled, tap, distilled, and all the waters that are out there for not just me, but yourself, your friends, your family, everyone else. And when I understood that Kangen water was completely different, and I really began to believe this is the only water people should drink, because regular water is just not hydrating us. Why would we want to drink a water that is not hydrating us when there is a water that can hydrate us? And I just fell in love with the concept, and I've always had this like teacher mindset. I was a tutor. That was my first business when I was 19. So, I mean, my development started very young as a businesswoman. My father is a contractor. My mom's an accountant. And so they were both just really great examples. And I always told myself I wanted to be successful. I want to make a difference. And it really, through a lot of prayer and discovery about myself at a young age, I discovered that I wanted to inspire people. And I just didn't know how I was going to do that. But I knew I wanted to inspire people in business because my dad had been an inspiration to me. So I took on just growth and development. I've been a part of a program called Landmark, which has been a really great development for me as well. And actually, I went full-time in Enagic 1 month after joining Landmark. And so that was one of the biggest breakthroughs that I've had. And I've been now full-time for 4 years. So I've been a part of Landmark for 4 years now.
Wow.
And yeah, it's been absolutely like complimentary to my success. I do give a lot of credit to just the development, and it's a development. It's not like it was a miracle. It was taking step by step, and I'm still in development. I mean, I'm only 27 years young now, and I can just say that what I had to do to really win was take it down to the basics. And it's just been amazing. Like every real encounter with this company has come down to like it some miracles, but along the way. It's not just like one big miracle. It's like lots of little ones. Actually, that story that you brought up, the magazine, that was a huge breakthrough. I actually wrote those words on that paper. And it's so specific to exactly how I think. I mean, my story's on there. And I talk about like the 3 things that I truly believe we need to focus on is, and I do have mentors and other people who speak into my life who talk about the 3 basics. And it all comes down to like trinities and just simplifying things. Because if you're new in this business or if you're barely getting started, it can seem like overwhelming. And I love it because I want to take on new things now that I'm not too far from 682-3, and I know that'll open up opportunities to be an investor. So, and I think about investing and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like, how am I going to do that? And I remind myself to be compassionate and generous, that I wasn't always a 6A, I wasn't always a 6A2 or a -2. And the basics is what'll keep you moving forward. So if I tell them to you, and you practice and become a professional in these 3 things, I can almost guarantee, or I can guarantee, I won't almost guarantee, I can guarantee that you will be a professional in this industry. Number 1, invite. When you become a powerful invitation giver, an invitation to anything, an invitation to look at a video, an invitation to come to a demonstration, an invitation to get coffee together, an invitation to start a friendship, an invitation to have a conversation that is complicated because you know it's going to be the breakthrough and the access to a breakthrough in your life. An invitation to end a relationship. I mean, everything is an invitation. It's an opening. And there's so many things that happen in our lives that this business is just training you to be a better human being.
Yeah.
Overall, you're going to make money. Yes, you're going to be cool when you finally believe it, that this water really is the best thing on the planet. But you got to be a masterful inviter and invite yourself to believe, number 1.
Ooh, I like that.
And then it's actually showing it off, which that's the demo. So following through with your invitation is all about showing up at the demo. So I'm going to tell them so that you guys don't get confused with them. Number 1 is invite. Number 2 is demonstration. Number 3 is close. But if you stop and look, these basics are everywhere in your life. Mm-hmm. Number 1, invite, open the door to something. Number 2 is follow through with a demonstration and teach or get something from it. And number 3 is conclude. Now, closing doesn't always mean you close the sale. It can mean that you close the conversation. It can mean that you get complete with what you started. But see, these 3 things is like a beginning, middle, and an end. And if you start to look at like the beauty of what you're practicing in this business, I tell people this business is a reflection of your life. I'm still in demonstration. My life's not over. My business is not over. 682, I'm in the middle of demoing what a 682-2 looks like right now. And then I will end that journey and start and invite myself to become a 682-3. You see, so it's always this process of invite, demo, close, invite, demo, close. And when we look at it that way, it's like, okay, did I not even open the door about inviting? Or if I did I actually show up? And did I actually deliver? You know, and wherever you end up in a close, whether it's like it didn't close or it did close, you've got to stop and give yourself some feedback and look, why didn't it close? And we're always responsible, which is the hardest thing on the planet, because we're not perfect human beings. So we're always responsible for, how did I show up? Because everything is a reflection of what we are giving out to the world.
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't close. Why didn't I close? And it's hard. I mean, I can tell you, I fail and fail and fail, and they say you fail your way to the top. Well, I probably do fail more than most people. I exposed 11 people personally in 1 week and got 0 closes. I had about 2 sales fall apart. And then I am actually very bad about talking about my wins. So there was one gentleman who's in my team who produced a sale and closed a K8 that generated me 3 points. So I still made money, and I do acknowledge that it's a reflection of, like, I only look at what didn't work, and I'm still in development of, like, when I get to 6A2-3, I know that the work is all about edification. Mm-hmm. There's certain things along the way that I'm still growing up and learning, and the fun thing about actually learning something is that you don't even have to talk about it. It just shows up in the way you come out and, like, deliver. You, like, I'm a professional, you know, and that's what's awesome about this work, is that I do believe I'm a professional at network marketing, because I'm great at inviting. I've been great at the demo, and I've closed enough sales to prove that I am a professional. Mm-hmm. And you can classify that for yourself. And so I'm going to teach you guys what helped me to feel comfortable in knowing where I was and knowing where I'm headed with this business, and what has me stick with Enagic. Because I tell people, you can only know where you're going if you know where you're at, and you know that there's a journey ahead of you. And the people that are at the top, like Cynthia Brigante, Eli Dafish, Tamia Bethia, there's people who are already at the top that we can model, and they've already shown us what's available for us. My daddy's always told me that. My dad is one of my number one mentors, and he says, look at the people at the top. If you want their life, you're in the right program. And so, number one in this business is that everybody starts off as a user. Everybody either gets a free gallon, buys their machine because they saw a demonstration, or drinks the water at a demonstration. But our goal is open doors for new users. Okay, so number one is the user. Number two is the introducer, the inviter, basically, the introducer. The introducer invites other users. Okay, so being an introducer means that you're out there sharing about Kangen water. Actually, hold on 1 second. I'm getting asked to, 1 second. I'll be right back with you guys.
Okay, so to sum up, while we're talking about the invitation phase, doing the demo, and then closing. But inside of that, there's the user, which is an end user, first time customer, which is what we all are as a 1A. And rather than going from a user and someone who's just bought their machine, may not know everything about the water, they're obviously not going to be an expert right away as a 1A or a 2A. So it only makes sense for them to be just an introducer to the expert. And I'm just going to pass that right back on to you.
Actually, that's really great too. Yes. And I thank you for that. And thank you for the little moment. I just, I'm sitting on a private property, so they're wondering who I was. Okay. And, so I was on introducer, and yes, as an introducer, yeah, you probably don't even own your machine yet. You see, my parents gave the water to somebody before they even bought the machine. So my parents were introducers without even being actual buyers. Okay, so being an introducer doesn't even mean you have your machine. So yeah, and because you don't know how to share, it's better to just let the water speak louder than you. Number three is somebody who does have their machine, and they're actually a team builder. And the team builder is now that person that can be the supporter of the introducer to actually help other users understand the water. So as a team builder, you want to maybe have sold at least 3 machines. You want to push yourself to become a presenter, to get on these webinars, or at least know where access to more information about this water is located. And the thing is, for example, if somebody asked me, anything actually about the machine, about the water, I know who I can turn to in this business. And so the team builder is also like looking at team at the level of organization. I mean, the development's going to happen, right? But the organization, like Steve is a tool for all of us. And then there's his upline, Carlos, who's wonderful. And then there's, Eli Dafish. Now, do you have Eli's number on your phone, or do you need to work your way into building that relationship? Now, we all know that he makes it accessible for us to be on that call. And so you should be able to provide your people with that information. Okay, so as a team leader, you should now have your machine and be helping other introducers make it easier to have other users on the water. Okay, and what's fun about these is as you build, you'll never stop being a user or an introducer or a team leader or a team builder. And so the next stage is stage number 4, which is the leader. Okay, now the leader has other team builders and is supporting the team builders in becoming what their next step is, which is leaders. Now, the leader is somebody who can probably, like Steve at this point, converse this PowerPoint and even pass on and teach it to somebody else. You see, there's that stage of learning, teaching, and teaching to teach. And so when you can actually teach somebody how to do this kind of work, you're now in the stage of being a leader. If you can actually do a demonstration and teach somebody how to do a demonstration, you've now taken on a position where you are a leader. And the leader just has many more, in a sense, responsibilities. We're answering questions, showing up to events. Maybe they are getting to the 6A position or being recognized as a 5A, somewhere in the range of 4A, 5A, 6A, where they've had a few sales and are on their next stage to letting go of their job, because number 5 is the full-timer. Okay. And the full-timer has a few leaders, who has a few team builders, who has people who are introducing the water, who are now getting lots of users on the water. So you can see how this starts to build up to a full-time position. Now, I want to stop because I'm getting a heavy notion of I'm seeing some people who have been in this business for some time, and maybe you stopped at team builder and didn't allow yourself to get into the leadership position, where it's your turn to take on doing events, where it's your turn to teach other people how to get on a webinar. Some people don't even know what Zoom is, and how you graciously get people to move into this generation of getting on the phone, getting on this webinar. I mean, you just don't know what you're going to have to teach people. So the goal is be masterful, be the teacher, be the leader who is making a difference in other people's lives. It's been a great honor to see my parents develop in their leadership, because they've had people who never even knew how to use a computer. So you don't know what you're going to run up against. And that humility is just being built up along the way. And understanding that business is about really teaching other people that there's a different way to live, at least in network marketing. Because and it's always easier to find the other network marketer who's going to come in and have a lot of sales. It is. Now, can you handle that network marketer if they come into your business? Because I have one of those, and it is a whole nother level. I mean, I'm glad I'm full-time, because if not, I could not handle another network marketer in my business. I'll tell you that much. So these stages, it's like you can't take them for granted. When you hear leader, I mean, you're a reader, you're a presenter, you're a listener, and you know, you're doing so much more than just a team builder. So it's like really, and you should take it serious that one stage, if you jump a stage, you're going to be stuck in between the two. Like I can tell you, I've had some struggles in my full-time position because I didn't lock in leadership. And I'm going to be sincere about that. And it's like, I feel like now I've got to make sure that I lock in leadership at a whole nother level so that my full-time experience is one that can also get complete, because the next position is number 6, which is the millionaire. Now, that's what's awesome about being in an AGIC is that you can be a millionaire. Now, what does a millionaire take? I have a notion that 25 full-timers in your business can get you to a millionaire position. So like I said, if you know where you're headed, or if you know where you're at, you know where you're going, it'll make it so much easier to build towards that. Now, after the millionaire, I mean, consider a millionaire. These are like Tamia, Cynthia. You know, these are people who embody an AGIC. I mean, they've developed themselves. They've gone through the ups and the downs. They're transparent, available, and then yet not so available because obviously they're up to something. And they're just really taking on the message, and they're like mini CEOs of an AGIC. I mean, they're up to what Mr. Oshiro's up to, traveling all the time. You know, they have global businesses. They know how to present themselves. They're doing things at a whole nother level. Why? Because they're representing what it is to be a full-timer with freedom. You see, the full-timer is still working to build other full-timers. So there's still this, and let's be honest, there's still, of course, you have freedom. I mean, it's almost uncomfortable to have so much freedom. I'll be honest. I don't know how to have this much freedom. I'm 27. You know, I'm like, I get to do what I want at this age. Are you sure I shouldn't have had a job? Like it's something to really take in. I get to wake up when I want and do the things I want. And really the most uncomfortable thing is always doing the right thing at the right time, at the right moment, because no one's watching you. You are your own business owner. So I wake up, I pray. It may be 2 or 3 hours, and it may seem like I'm just at home in my room, locked up, doing nothing, sleeping. And I have to remind myself I don't care how it looks, because it's my time with me, and I am my own business owner. So, I mean, I have to like train myself to like be okay with having so much time on my hands. I see other business owners and they run real businesses, but I could be making the same or more. And I just have so much more time. So this business is completely different. And I'm still training myself to know that I'm worthy to have this much time on my hands and make more money than people who are working 40, 50, 60 hours a week. Imagine that.
Wow.
And so, yeah, it's pretty incredible. And it's like my development has literally been receive it. So there may be things that stop you along the way, and I've had mine. I'll tell you that. It's not like all the way uphill, but I've made the choice, and the tests have had me make the choice that I am not going anywhere. There's just no going back, and there's no starting from scratch. What are you talking about? I'm not far from 6A2-3, and the awesome thing is I'll never be a 6A2 again. Maybe in another position, which I do have another 6A2 position, but I'll never be only a 6A2 again. I will always be 6A2-2. So the only way to go is forward, and it's 6A2-3. And so once you lock yourself in, realize that your first goal is, okay, I need to be a 1A. Then I need to be a 2A. Then I need to be a 3A and a 4A and a 5A and a 6A. And then a 6A2. And the thing is, there's been people who have already walked the road. And so just taking in their energy, because at this point, I've given you so much information, you probably don't even need to listen to me at this point anymore. The goal is take as much energy as you need from the people who are able to generate it for themselves. And let me tell you, that's the work. That's the work. Is how do you find yourself taking initiative because you find yourself worthy enough to have the time freedom to be able to share a product that really makes a difference. You see, the program already works. You just have to work the program. And so the next level is, like, I can tell you, I'm still a great salesperson, but I need to get my business from salesperson to business owner. And I feel like that full-time position is, yeah, I can master everything from sales to prospecting to closing deals to installing machines. I mean, I get under and do plumbing. Like, I'm awesome. You know, I clean machines, I service machines, I, do demos, I do it all. At the next thing is, how do I run a business and probably even hire people to do all that other legwork so that I can focus on developing other leaders? Because I've been getting so much into and which is great, because I am a master of what needs to be done. But the next level is, how do I get people to be as masterful as me and pass those skills on? And I do feel like that's getting to become a millionaire. And then after the millionaire position is a passive income earner. That's stage number 7. Now, I actually learned this from an Indonesian, Peter, forget his last name, but Peter is a passive income earner, possibly, and most likely in this business. I mean, this is a gentleman who rocks the stage and he's just loud even with his presence. And so these are people who what he taught is that a passive income earner has 3 millionaires in their business. And he says the reason they become passive income earners is, can you stop a millionaire from wanting to become a passive income earner? Most likely not. And so if you can have 3 millionaires, then the reality is you will always be making money with this business. And I think in this business, two millionaires in your business is more than enough, because we've got our structure that is, the 2 dashes, the 2-2, the 2-3, the 2-4. And then, but then there's also Daniel D. McCauley, who's learned to build his business very wide. So the opportunities and learning the compensation plan is very important. For that, I definitely recommend to speak to a professional who's already been doing this business for a few years to see how you can structure. And those are all things that come. I mean, I would start looking at that maybe after 3A or 2A or 4A even.
Yeah, we generally have people start looking at that around the 2A. After they've had a few sales, get a little bit of income, then they can add their spot, add their Ukon, however they
second spot, exactly. Yeah. I would tell people, get your first 3 sales in. If you want to close your second sale on your third sale, at least you're now making 3 points as opposed to 1 or 2. And in the end, all that means for people who don't understand that is you just get to make money faster within the same business. And then, we do have strict qualifying stuff now that, you don't want to start losing bonuses. So it is good to get just the understanding and the value of our compensation plan, because it's really designed for us to win. Even 1 point at 285 or 340. Ask a person who's working a part-time job, how long will that take you? It's a few days. And, and if you get really good at delivering this message or having a top leader, accompany you and do the sale with you, they'll make money too. So I'm sure they're happy to go and spend a couple hours to do a demonstration for you. And I think leadership and partnership and like really growing this with other people is very fun. And I think we're doing a great job about putting events on, and we really do have everything to win, and we just need to keep it up. As a leadership, as a body, and for those who have been a part of an AGIC, step up, get to that next level. If you're a team builder, become a leader, take on doing some Eric Worre's GoPro stuff or buy it online. You don't even have to go to the event. Some of the tools I would say are, the GoPro. If you can go to any transformational training in your area, anywhere where you can meet more people. I used to go to real estate trainings to learn how to sell and learn how to meet people. And this is the thing, when I say learn how to sell and learn how to meet people, like meeting people is an art. Learning how to shake somebody's hand. I mean, I get it like all the time. Wow, you have an amazing handshake. And it's practiced. It's a few years of practicing how to look into people's eyes and shake their hand.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's any questions. I didn't even give you time to interview me, really. I kind of just went on.
No, it's okay. I love that. I mean, you just you freeform. I like that. But Stephanie, for one thing, I am going to open it up for questions here in a moment. But first, I want to just comment. One thing that I can absolutely take away from everything that you just said is you are to the core a professional. You are a pro. And Eric Worre emphasizes, his book is called Go Pro. If you're going to do this business, go pro. And you have a method to everything that you do, and you're all about mastery. And I love that. You, Stephanie, are going to master all of these skills that you set out to learn, and not leave any of them out. You're not going to stop until you've mastered all of them, because you're a pro. And that's why your business is thriving, and that's why it's duplicating. And that's why 5 years from now, we're going to see you up there getting those huge checks. And, we're all going to be up there. We're all going to be up there with you. But I want to thank you for that. But if you do have a question, please just type in the chat bar. Just say, hey, I have a question, and we'll unmute you and get you on here with Stephanie for a few minutes. In the meantime, what would be your advice to anyone who's skeptical about Enagic or network marketing as an industry?
Oh, as an industry. Wow. That's a good one. I would start with I understand. I understand. Like I said, it's believing that you're worthy of owning your time. And it's a real humbling experience to be in network marketing. It is for everyone, but not everyone's going to be willing to understand that you like really can make a difference. And making a difference means letting go of limiting beliefs. And network marketing is all about challenging you and taking away those limiting beliefs. So network marketing is not like it is a business, but it's more of a development process that gets you paid. So if you're addicted to growth, which we all are, we all are. It's our human psyche. We're all addicted to growth, but it's the ones that are willing to disappear the fear. And that's beautiful, huh? Disappear the fear.
Yeah, I like
it's
that.
The ones that are willing to disappear the fear that will make money in this industry.
You're absolutely right. And you're a great example. You step out, you embrace who you are, and what Enagic is. Enagic is part of you. And I remember you saying on Facebook about 2 years ago, you said, I remember a time when you were afraid to carry your bottle around or your purple jug. And now it's who you are. It goes with you everywhere. You have branded yourself. And
right.
people associate Enagic, Kangen water with you. And that's one of the biggest takeaways that we got from you back in May when we had you up here in Seattle was, awesome. Embrace this thing, brand yourself, let it become part of who you are.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Thank you.
And you have done an absolutely amazing job of just embodying that persona of who you are, Miss Kangen girl.
Yes, I love it too. And I think you have to just be willing to let it win you over. Somebody just called me that out of nowhere, and I was like, wow, I'm stealing that. So somebody actually named me that. It was like, oh, yeah, I am Miss Kangen girl. And then later in time, I realized that I would feel uncomfortable with the girl. Like, I'm not a girl anymore. I'm a miss now. And but really, I started as a girl and became a miss. And I want to be always like that girl that was just fearless. And so she's never going to be gone. That's what I'm creating.
I love it. I love it. Guys, last chance for questions. If you have a question, just type yes or say hey in the chat window, and I'll get you on. Something I was just going to touch on that you mentioned earlier, Stephanie, is the journey. We talk about this journey that we're on, and it's not about 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, and beyond. It's about who you become along the way, right? Because
that's right.
That's the only thing that we take with us when we leave this planet, is who we have become while we're here, the character that we develop. Okay, we can't take the money, we can't take the physical health with us. So all that really matters at the end of the day is who we become. So just embrace where you are in the journey. If you're a 4A, and just enjoy that moment, because you, like you said, you're never going to be a 4A again. Enjoy the moment. It only gets better from here. It only gets better, right?
That's right. That's right.
Well, I don't see any questions. You must have done a phenomenal job of covering everything. But I just thank you again for just who you are. It was amazing getting to see you in Vegas. I love how willing and available you are to help people. You put yourself out there and available for, you know, I text you and you respond right away. I ask you to come on a call, and, you know, guys, if you don't know, Stephanie and I have nothing financially to do with one another. And I don't even think we have the same, you know, upline organization, but, you know, that's the spirit of Enagic and what this is all about. This altruism and helping each other out, because we are all part on this. We're all on the same team. At the end of the day, we're all going to be -3s and above one day. We're all going to be sharing in the global.
That's right.
Yeah, if you stick with this thing, guys, you couldn't be in a better place. And I'm not saying that just because I'm leading this call. I'm saying that I believe that with all of my heart. Everything that I am inside and out believes that this is the place to be. And 10 years from now, we're going to be the ones up there where Eli and Jelena and Bob Gradelli and Daniel DiMacaulay are now. And like they say, the top earner in Enagic has not even purchased their machine yet. Think about that.
They could be under you.
We have people that are earning, you know, 6-7 figure monthly incomes, and we're saying that the top earner has not even joined the business yet.
That's right.
So I'm going to leave you all with that. What was that?
And invite them to a demo. Let's look out for them and invite them to that demo.
Because you never know who it's going to be. You never, ever know who it's going to be. So we have, looks like Joe Page says, thanks. We should chat sometime. Appreciate the invite. Thank you, Joe, for being on the call. Sorry, that was private. I want to thank all of you for taking the time to be on the call. Again, thank you to Stephanie down in California for taking an hour to spend with us. We're going to have another event here in the Pacific Northwest for sure in the spring, and we're going to get you back up here for that again. We love having you here. I know that you have a group here as well. So just continue to build here in the Pacific Northwest. And for everyone else out there, just keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate all of you. Share the vision. Just get more people on these calls and get them on the recording so that they can check this out. If there's nothing else, you can always reach me, steve@truehealthvision.com, and stay tuned for an invite to the next webinar. I appreciate all of you. Keep charging forward, guys. We're on the same mission here. Have a great night, and God bless you all.
Thank you,
God bless you
Stephanie. Thank you,
You're
Stephanie.
very welcome. Sorry for the last minute. I can't see you guys.
Love you, girl.
Thank you, guys.
Love you too.
Bye.
Can you guys hear me? Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. There we are.
Love ya.
Love you
Thank
too.
you.
This was
Bye.
fun. See you guys. I will be up there. Thank you for the invitation.